Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Glad you could make it today. We're going back in time today, going back to around about 2000, 2001 when I started taking tournaments seriously, and I thought this card was a card that I could take seriously in a tournament, and it wasn't until someone pointed out that you couldn't that I stopped playing it, but it wasn't until recently that someone else pointed out I've never covered it here on my channel. So, it is Treva, the renewer. 3 green, white and blue for a 6/6 legendary creature dragon. Flying, when Treva deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 and a white. If you do, choose a colour and then you gain 1 life for each permanent of that colour. Now, not much, I agree. However, it doesn't just count your permanents, it counts all the permanents on the board. So if you're up against a massive green player who's playing mono green deck, you can pick green or mono red, so on and so forth. Or you just really need to look at the board when you're playing this card to work out which colour is most prevalent and pick that when you pay your 3 mana to gain all that extra life. But it's fun, and I was asked to cover Treva by one of my followers, so here we go. Here's today's followers deck, and this is what it looks like. One thing, as always, to point out, the tabletop price is purely because of one card. It's really cheap on Magic Online, to be fair. It's like a 39 ticket deck, which is next to nothing really on MTGO. But yeah, real tabletop, you can probably tell what the card is by the image here, so just be ready to cut that if you're trying to build this in real life and play something a lot less expensive. Anyway, to the deck. It is, because we like gaining life, it's very much a life gain deck. I'm not going to lie about it. I thought about doing other things with it, but nah. Life gain's where you need to be with this. So, we've got most of the 1-drop life gain cards you can think of. Essence of the Essence Wardens here. Guide of Souls comes in from MH3. We've got Soul Warden, Soul's Attendant, so we'll start there with them. They've also got Haywire Might to exile that very annoying non-artifact, well, non-creature artifact and non-creature enchantment that's annoying us. And we gain a couple of life when we do this as well, so that helps with the life gain. Oscillate Prides here, at the beginning of your end step, gain life this turn, you get the cat token, and if you have the City's Blessing, you get a copy of a token that entered, so that's cool. There we have a card to help everyone else out. Quain, Itinerant Meddlers here. Each player who may draw a card, then each player who drew a card this way gains a life. So yeah, leaves you alone really while you build up your life more than anything else. Suture Priest, whenever your creatures enter you gain a life. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, they lose a life. Yeah, I think people forget about the second part. They think it's when creatures die, but it's actually when their creatures enter. Become a bit more relevant recently. Trellasala, the Moon Dancer, gain life, get +1/+1, a bit of scrying going on. Voice of the Blessed just gets bigger when we gain life. 4 more counters, we get Flying and Vigilance. If it has 10 or more, it becomes indestructible. And if you have a 12/12 that's in the air and indestructible, yeah, you're probably winning the game quite happily unless they exile it. Calls for a Crucifix pops in, it just to play the extra lands, and also, well, play the lands off top of our library, I should say, and give us a little bit of life when we play the lands. Ellender's Hierophant, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on the Hierophant, and then when we die, we get all those vampire tokens with lifelink. Yeah, okay then, we'll go with that. We gain a fair bit of life, we should be able to get this up quite quickly, I hope. Helga, the Skittish Seer, makes an appearance from Bloomborough. We do have creature spells with mana value 4 or greater, so we can gain a life and draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on Hela. And then tap it to add some mana. That's fine, we'll go with that. To cast the bigger spells again. Yep, I'm happy. Metropolis Reformer just gives us hexproof, and then if it's dealt damage, we gain that much life, so we'll cope with that. Oracle of Nectars is just a mana sink. No other way to describe this card. Coming in from Shadowmourn, 2 in either a white or a green, 2/2, and then you just pay X and you gain X life. Yeah. So get to the end step before your turn. If you've got some mana left over, this in play and it hasn't got Suddenly Sickness, just gain yourself a little bit of life. It's all good. Zavala, Explorer Return, comes in for the parlay, life gain, card draw, etc. Shana, the Purifying Blade, because we are gaining so much life, we should be able to pay some X and draw those cards at some stage. Uro gives us some life, a land drop and a card draw, and then hopefully we get to escape. Lathiel, the Bounty of Storm, just chucks around +1/+1 counters for the amount of life we gain. And believe me, if you hit with Treva and you gain 8, 9 life, chucking around all those +1/+1 counters gets very fun very quickly. The Rock's Faithbender's also in to double our life gain as we get there. Trostani Selesnia's Voice lets us populate some tokens and gain life when creatures enter, equal to their toughness. Same with the Wall of Reverence in our end step. Angel of Destiny, at the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 life more than your starting life total, each player Angel of Destiny attacked this turn loses the game. Yeah, okay then. And whenever your creature you control deals combat damage to players, you and that player gain that much life. So you're helping your players, but yeah, having 15 more than this deck, not particularly challenging, so this becomes a really good winning condition. Ezrim, Agency Chief, when we investigate, comes into play, investigate twice, and then sacrifice an artifact. Ezrim gains your choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, or Hexproof until the end of turn. It's flying 5/5, which is quite good fun, so it's in. Tativova, Benthic Druid, yep, landfall triggers again with the card draw on a life gain. Dream Trawler is a card that really, from my memory, really did really well in Standard for quite some period of time. Turns up here, flying and lifelink, we draw cards, we get +1/+0. When it attacks, we draw a card, and then we can discard a card to give it hexproof. Yeah, okay then, more life gain, we like it. Yeah, had to play the Beardy card, sorry. Felidar Sovereign is one of those cards I really do try and avoid in Commander. I'll be really honest about it. It's very easy to have more than 40 life in a Commander when you start 40. But yeah, you do have to keep this surviving to your upkeep, so a little bit tricky sometimes, but most of the time you'll just drop this down, wait a turn and win the game with this deck, but may make you unpopular, just bear that in mind. Anyway, going from there, Nykthos, Paragon of Purity. When you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Only do it once a turn, but you know, if you're gaining 8+, yeah, 8 1/1 counters going on each creature can be dangerous. Purity makes an appearance. I like the elemental incarnations that came in from Lorwyn. I think they're all very good. I haven't played the white one for a while. So if a spell or ability would deal damage to you, prevent that damage, you gain life equal to the damage prevented this way. That's fine. And then if Purity is put in the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle into its owner's library. Just if it gets exiled, it goes away permanently, basically. Valkyrie Harbinger, yep, we should be gaining more than 4 life each turn, so we should start getting 4/4 white angel creature tokens quite happily. Soul of Eternity, power and toughness equals to our life total, and the encore ability is 9. Yeah, that will give people a headache. Shame we haven't got a way of really giving it trample. Didn't really think about that, but you know, if you've got 20/20 attacking you, you're going to be having small problems, I would guess. Titan of Industry, gives us a way to destroy those annoying artifacts of enchantments, gaining some life or getting a warrior counter or shield counter. Vaultborn Tyrant's just a whole load of fun. Power 4 or more, greater, you draw a card and gain 3 life, and then when it dies you get a copy of it, except it's an artifact. Okay, 7 mana for 2 potential 6/6s, cope with that. Finally, Verdant Sun's Avatar, or another creature in the battlefield, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Another great way of getting the life gain on the go. A little bit more expensive for Ixalan, but you know, we'll cope with it. We have a few spells, not too many. Cyclonic Rift to control the board, along with Mana Drain for a bit of counter control. Nature's Law, Rampant Growth, 3 visits for the whole Let's Ramp Up. The card you probably want to take out if you're playing in real life, because this is a 7,000 something odd pound card. Dollar card, sorry. I'm English, it's pounds to me, whatever. Yeah, take out Time Twister, put something else in that's a lot more friendly, or put in Counterspell, just something like that. Or, you know, maybe another Wrath of God, because we're only playing Fumigate, and the reason I'm playing Fumigate is for the life gain. The final spell, Beacon of Immortality. I just like doubling my life total up, make life really complicated for my opponents to get through. Beyond that, artifacts, a lot of fun. Elixir of Immortality to slough everything back in when it goes pear-shaped. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet for ramp, along with the Medallion of the Emerald, the Pearl and the Sapphire. From there, we go to Lightning Greaves to protect Treva when we get him into play, along with Swiftfoot Boots. Ancient Cornucopia makes an appearance. I do like this card, I think it's underplayed. It's quite a nice way of gaining some life for each spell of that colour. So, you know, playing Treva, you get 3. And you get to tap it for mana. Okay, it's only once each turn, but it's a 3 mana rock that does a bit more than just sit there and tap for mana. Another backup win condition, which I think we'll be able to use quite regularly, is Aetherflux Reservoir once we get there. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. And then you can pay 50 life to deal 50 damage to a player or a creature. You're probably going to do it to a player though and take them out. You should get there quite rapidly with Treva and playing the amount of life gain we have. Helped by the Well of Lost Dreams. Whenever you gain life, you may pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life you've gained. If you do, draw X cards. So you can get drawing into your library quite happily with this. Amaret's Archive, though, doubles up our life gain. Notice with Amaret's Archive and wherever it's gone, Rock's Faith Mender, you can quadruple your life gain. Just so people are clear on that. Sometimes people miss that and it gets very scary. Vince's Journal, no maximum hand size at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain a life for each card in your hand. Old school, yeah, Skulls Mirrored, maybe not, but I've put it in just for some nostalgia for me. And then the Great Henge. Yeah, there's not much to say about this, we all know what this does now. Anyway, from there, enchantments. Authority of Consuls to annoy your opponents and gain life when their creatures enter play. Cleric class gives you an extra life every time you gain life, and then if you get up to level 2, whenever you gain life, put +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. You can eventually return a creature card from your graveyard to your battlefield and gain life equals its toughness we need to at level 3 as well, so helps out. Griffinary just pumps out some 2/2 Griffins for us most turns because we'll be gaining 3 or more life. Ongoing Investigation, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, investigate, which helps, and then you can exile a creature card if we need to investigate and gain 2 life. Angelic Accord gives us an angel if we gain 4 more life each turn. Leyline of Hope comes in from Duskmourn. The ley lines in Duskmourn aren't great. I know they're a pain if you draft them, they're not much fun at all, but this one in here in a life gain deck is really quite much fun. If you gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead, and as long as you have 7 or more life than your starting total, it gives all your creatures +2/+2. In this deck, pretty easy to get 7 extra to go to 47 plus, and pumping all your creatures up by +2/+2 makes things a lot more complicated to deal with, especially when you've got 6/6 angels and 4/4 griffins appearing, so bear that in mind. Angelic Chorus is just a bit of fun. When a creature enters into the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to its toughness. Another way of doing it, and then another way to double up on life gain with Boon Reflection. We are all in on life gain in this deck, as you've noticed, to keep us alive and hopefully get there. And we will be really hoping to go for the win with a Reservoir at some stage. It's a card you want to hold in your hand as long as possible and hope you get to like 160 life, cast it and kill everybody, which is doable. Anyway, lands, blue, white and green lands all the way through the deck, nothing particularly unexpected. We are playing Reliquary Tower in here, and we are playing Temple of the False God because Treva, once he gets killed off, is a little bit, goes from 6 to 8 to 10, so the ramp helps with the Temple of the False God. And Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, is also here, just in case we have a situation where you have Yavimaya and Temple of False God in your opening hand. You can still use them both to hopefully cast a ramp spell. And that is it. That's my take on Treva, the Renewer. It was a requested card. We have got one of the more updated legendary creature dragons coming next week that someone else has asked for. But let me know down below. Like I said in the videos earlier this week, I'm having a break from doing Duskmourn Legends. So if there's anything you want to have covered that you think is old school or newer or so on and so forth, let me know in the comments down below. We'll get it covered for you on the video very soon. But for now, hit the subscribe button if you can. If you want to see me play Treva, I'll be playing it on stream this week, so come and give me a follow over on Twitch, and yeah, I will catch you as soon as I can. See you soon. Bye.